All right, yeah. So this is a quick video to show you how to do if you're choosing to do the choice board activity of creating a flip book. This will be what your flip book will look like. So the end product will be it's a literary analysis flip book. You'll put the title of the story you're analyzing here because again, you can choose to do it for any one of the stories. So you'll put the title here. Remember that the title will be in um, quotation marks because it's a short story. Okay, so quotation marks. And then you'll put your name here so that you can get credit for your work. And then basically within each page, each spread or set of pages is divided into two parts. The first two pages are whether your characters are flat or round and static or dynamic. And you can represent this any way you want. You can do it all words, you can do visuals. Um, I'm not super artistic, so I could have done all words and just said, well, I could have said Hannah is a round character. And then you'll write the reason why, which I have not done here yet, but you would write a reason why. And then these two characters, Aaron and Bailey, are round, are flat. But you have to explain why. So I'm going to go and just show you adding that. All right. So you could do like a list, right? We know a lot about her. This is Hannah. She's round because we know a lot about her. And she does change. Now, she does not, you do not have to change in order to be a round character, but you can't even know if they change if they're a flat character. So, so Bailey, I might put, like she's in the whole book. This character Bailey's in the entire book, but like we don't really get to like she's not well developed. I don't get to know like she moves, but she's not missing her friends. Her dad is missing, but she doesn't like really seem like we don't get a lot about like how sad she would probably be. So we don't know a lot about her. We don't know her emotions. That's the big thing that stuck out to me is that I don't know how she's feeling about um her dad and the father who's missing. We only know about him in flashbacks and he's very one-dimensional. He seems like this perfect person, which no one's perfect. So that's kind of and we know it's not true as the book unfolds. We know that perfectness is not true, right? So that's why we know that he is flat because he's not well developed. Okay, so you can represent this any way you want, but you need to identify if they're flat or round and tell me why. And then the same thing over here for if they're round, if they're dynamic. I just did that for dynamic, like an explosion, or if they're static. And again, you would tell me why. Okay. Okay. Now the next page is going to be. So again, you tell me why. And don't write reason. That's just what I wrote. Okay. The next page is going to be conflicts. So you're going to tell me, first of all, what are the conflicts, human versus, and then tell me every type of conflict there is, but also identify what they are. So in this case, it's human versus human because Owen's missing, the mysterious money, and the FBI chasing him. Like it's all human versus human. You could maybe argue that it's the FBI chasing him is human versus society, but they're not chasing him because of like some way he's choosing to live. They're just chasing him because he did something bad. So that's not really human versus society necessarily. Although if you were to argue that in your book, I would be willing to hear you out or in your story. And then there's human versus self because Hannah is having doubt about her relationship and what she feels like she knew, but now is like, maybe I didn't know that. So that's human versus self. Then on the next page, you're going to let me know if it's internal, external. Every book is going to have at least one of these or every story, and most stories might have a little bit of both. So mine are, and there's going to be a lot of redundancy, right? It's external that Owen is missing. That's human versus human, but it's also external. It's everyone's chasing him, Owen, the FBI. That's human versus human, but it's also external, right? The mystery of the money, human versus human, but it's also external. The internal is Hannah's self-doubt. So it's the same as the human versus self, and that's okay. Okay, then the next page is theme. So you're going to give me a sentence of what the theme is or what the moral, what lesson you think the author wanted you to learn. What is the theme? and you're going to underline the word theme. You're going to put the title in quotation marks. I underline mine because mine's a book, but you're reading a short story, so put it in quotation marks. And then on this page, you're going to pull a quote from the text that proves that you're correct, that this is the theme. Okay. Then on the last page, you're going to tell me the point of view of the book. Underline the phrase point of view. Put your story in quotation marks. Mine's underlined because it's a novel, but you're doing a short story. So put quotation marks. And you're going to tell me why it's third person limited, why it's third person omniscient, and why it's or why it's first person. So mine is third person limited because the narrator, you're going to underline that word, narrator, is not in the story. So that's third person. As soon as they're not in the story, that's third person. But they only know the thoughts and feelings of some characters. That's limited. They don't know everything about everybody. Okay, so that's the actual book, but here's how you do the folding to make the book happen. You'll get a piece of construction paper from me. They're these longer pieces. You're going to fold it in half. So as if you're like making a book. Okay. Then you're going to fold it in half again. Okay. In half again. And make the edges kind of, make them kind of tight. And then what you're going to do, well, now you want your book to open like this, so you're halfway there. But you need these pages to open too, right? Right now they wouldn't open. So you're going to cut this long edge. You're going to cut right here on this long edge. Where did my scissors go? There they are. So just take your page and just, as carefully as you can. You're cutting on the long edge. You create 4 pages or a total of 8, right? So voila, now I have 8 pages, right? And they open on all sides. Oh, sorry. Okay. Then in order to keep it together, you're going to take the stapler. And remember, that's at the back of the room. And you're just going to staple right near the top. Not so near the top that when you open it, it all just like pulls apart. But I'd say, like a 1/4 inch from the top on each side. 1, 2. Right? And then you'll be able to open it and work pretty freely. You'll need to kind of make a crease, but yeah. Okay. All right. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye.